girl. It's so confusing sometimes to be a girl. I've never related to a song more as a straight man in my life. Hello, music lovers. My name is Carter, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are reviewing Lorde's new album, Virgin. Now, this is my first Lorde album review and my first Lorde album listening to, kinda. I've listened to Pure Heroin at a friend's house, but I was at his house. I was only paying so much attention to it. So this is really my first time getting into Lorde, but I already have an idea of who she is. You know, she is mostly known for her synth pop work. I know she took a bit of a detour with Solar Power, but she's known for her synth pop work, a lot of upbeat songs and Pure Heroin, and you have a bit more, sometimes more introspective and sometimes slower songs like Liability and Melodrama. So she is, someone known for her introspection and her music and making music merited off of its artistic merit rather than sort of trying to make songs that are radio friendly, radio hits, despite maybe the early success she saw with making songs like that with Royals or Team with Pure Heroin. So I was sort of familiar with who she was, but this is really my first dive into her, really getting to know her, and I have to say I really enjoyed this album. This can be another one of my shorter videos, but I really enjoyed I really enjoyed Virgin. It was a really good album. I loved all the beats were like really cool. I love all the synth work. There wasn't as much introspection as maybe I expected, given sort of the bombacity of the album's name. And maybe there is if I dive deep into the lyrics. I'm sure there is, but there wasn't as much orchestrated by the beats, giving so much attention to a sort of emotion. It was very upbeat all the time, which gave a very high floor for the album. It's always upbeat, so there's always something to groove along to and get in the mood for and get your hypes up and get into it. I wouldn't say it has the biggest ceiling of an album I've ever listened to. I've listened to albums, like, there isn't, like, this song I'd point to and say, wow, this is, like, the best song that's released this year, or this is the best song that's released ever. But, yeah, it's not the high ceiling, really high floor, though. And so, all of the songs, like, there wasn't a single bad one. All of them are good. There's nothing amazing, but I loved how colorful it was. It felt so alive throughout, and it feels so identified. Like, it feels like if I listen to a song and be like, oh yeah, this is Lorde. Oh yeah, this is off Virgin, right? Everything is so iconic, and she does so much to making the sound of the album with using similar synth sounds throughout it, having very snappy snares throughout the album. And it sort of crafts the image that comes into your brain when you hear Virgin. And so I think this album did a great job sort of identifying itself. This is probably the least I've ever said about an album I've reviewed, but there wasn't a lot to say. It just did a lot of things right, but didn't do a lot of things so spectacular I have to talk about them. Just executing well at the very basic levels over and over again. Good melodies, intriguing instrumentals, great breakdown moments. There were some moments that were like really nasty, like I'm trying to remember what the song is called. It's like an acronym for something. I think it's like GRMW or something. I'm not sure. But it's like it just sounds very like crunchy. So there's a lot of like flavorful moments throughout the album. So I did much enjoy my listen through of this album. That's about all I have to say. Didn't spend a lot into crafting what I want to say, but I just want to be off the cuff with this to say I did enjoy Lorde's Virgin. It's not my favorite album ever, and so I'm going to rate it like an 8.75 out of 10 probably. I did enjoy my time with this album. I'm going to re-listen to it at some point probably. I'm probably not going to buy the CD because apparently it doesn't work on certain CD players, is what I've read. And so I've thought about it. I thought about buying the CD, but I don't think I'm going to. But yeah, enjoyable listen. A great album, Lorde. I'm really looking forward to listening to Melodrama and Pure Heroine. I might do Solar Power, we'll see, but it's a good first entry for me into Lorde. Consider me a fan now. So thank you, Lorde. So far, from what I've listened to from this year, the best albums I've listened to is this album, Virgin. I listened to Ray Vaughan's something, I forgot what it's called. His new album was really good, and the Saba album he did, that collab album he did this year was really good. And so those three, I'm gonna have to re-listen to those two to see if I'd put this above or below. But so far, from what I've listened to from this album, definitely one of the stronger ones, maybe the strongest one. Not the highest competition so far this year, but amazing album, Lorde. Great job. That's all I have to say. Goodbye. God bless. Have a great day. Bye bye.